Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Anthony Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn says they don't want to drop one of Joshua's belts to fight Deontay Wilder, but if it comes to that, they would. Talking to IFL TV, Hearn stated, "We don't want to vacate one of the titles because we want the undisputed fight. I mean, don't get me wrong, if a title was vacated, we'd still fight Wilder, but it wouldn't be the undisputed fight. That's the golden chalice. So that's why we want it to happen in November, December. If unified champion Joshua, who holds the WBO, IBF and WBA straps, gets past Jarrell Miller on June 1st, he will soon need to make a mandatory defense of his WBO title, which is expected to be against Alexander Usyk when he moves up to heavyweight due to his super champion status at cruiserweight. Hearn says WBO with Usyk, IBF with Pulev is after the WBO mandatory, and then there would be a WBA mandatory, which is not yet set. So Joshua is going to have a logjam of mandatories. So after Miller, he's either going to fight Wilder or another fight, most likely Usyk. AJ's fight with Wilder may not be a unification bout if it doesn't happen this year. If he fights the undisputed fight then he's got to fight Usyk after. Then he's got to fight Pulev as another mandatory after that, and then he's got to fight the WBA one. So that's when you get in the realms of, are we vacating a belt here? Klitschko never vacated a belt, but he got criticised because of the mandatories that were put in front of him. Meanwhile, top-ranked boss Bob Arum is hoping that Anthony Joshua will see the light and agree to fight on ESPN in the future. He's told World Boxing News that Joshua is completely isolated because he has, in effect, been captured and rolled up into this DAZN arrangement. This frankly inhibits his ability to make major fights and his ability to really become a factor. He's fighting in the US against Miller, but it's on DAZN. Nobody has DAZN. He says, "I think Joshua has been used. Joshua and his people should wake up and really join the world. He should finish up his contract with Hearn and join us. It makes no sense to deprive him of pay-per-view. If he fights in the UK, he can't turn that into pay-per-view dollars in the United States because of the time difference." Meanwhile, in respect of his division rivals, WBC champion Deontay Wilder has told the Richard Poxon podcast, "I can't control these guys and the path they choose in life. They're going to choose what's best for them and their career. I'm a high risk. I'm a massive risk to your health in your career." And on the Tyson Fury rematch, he stated, "I wanted to give it to the fans, live and in action, to prove to you I'm the best. I don't see nothing wrong with that. People who don't want to see that are not a fan of boxing. You're just here to cause chaos." Meanwhile, Showtime boss Steven Espinoza says they won't be revealing the financial details related to Wilder's upcoming fight with Dominic Breazeale on May 18th. He's told Boxing Scene, "We're not going to publicise all of the financial arrangements, like others have seen fit to do. Now, if we did, I think he'd probably receive less criticism. But his financial arrangements are his business, and his business alone. But to be absolutely clear in general terms, we never saw this as a be loyal and take a lot less money. But he has established himself at a certain level, and he's due compensation of that level, and he's getting that. He's just decided to stay with his current partner in order to continue getting that. It's important to emphasise that Deontay isn't making a financial sacrifice." Journeyman David Price says he needs to make a statement against the undefeated prospect Cash Ali in Liverpool this weekend. He says, "With the Tom Little fight being stopped the way it did, I need to show people that I'm still a force to be reckoned with. If I want to keep my name out there, I've got to be destroying Cash Ali. And that's exactly what I'm expecting to do. I'm looking to get rid of him in style to show everyone that I mean business." Cash Ali has stepped to the plate to put his undefeated record on the line against me, and I respect that. We've sparred a lot of rounds at Dave Coldwood's gym, so I know what he's all about. He's young and hungry. He's a very dangerous fighter. This is the kind of opponent that I needed, someone to get me up for a fight. We know each other and he's all right. I've got nothing against him, but he's standing in the way of bigger things for me, and I'm going to get in there and do a job on him. It's as simple as that. He'll be coming for my scalp, but I've got big plans for 2019, and he won't be stopping them. I don't feel like there's any pressure on me. In a lot of people's eyes, I'm shot, I'm this, I'm that. I'm just enjoying not having any pressure on me, and I can't wait to get another win in front of my home fans. It's been a while. The heavyweight landscape is constantly changing, and you need to be ready to take the chances. There's a lot of big names in the division who all need dance partners, and there's no reason I can't throw my name back in the mix with a couple more wins. So that was David Price in a press release with the detailed statements there. But he's also told Sky Sports that Dominic Breazeale's reversal of fortunes to now be contesting for a heavyweight title gives him hope, saying, "I look at Breazeale, and when I watch him, I don't see anything that's worth worrying about in the slightest. The difference between me and him is the way that he's been guided to such a position, as he's on the verge of challenging for another heavyweight title. That's what you call brilliant management. He's someone who's never really impressed me, but you look at his record and he's only lost once, and he's about to go into a fight with Wilder after already fighting Joshua. He's someone I'd be confident of beating if we ever fought, but I'm not in any sort of position to be asking for that fight at this moment." Dave Allen has told Eddie Hearn on Instagram Live that he will be stopping Lucas Browne in about 3 or 4 rounds when they meet on April 20th.
But you don't think that he's of the level of he was when he beat Chagayev? And
no, if it's the Browne from the Chagayev fight, I'd be in for a really hard night. Obviously, he would be a big favourite, and rightfully so. But the Sokolovsky fight will have done him good now. He's got through it, and he got through it, and he won. He'll do him good. But the shape I'm in right now, I would fancy myself. Anyone outside the top 20 in the world, I'd fancy beating him. And Darren Barker will tell you the same. Like,
do you think he is a better Lucas Browne than boxed Dillian White?
Oh, by far. If I were boxing, the Lucas Browne that boxed Dylan White, obviously Dylan White's improved massively anyway from that night, but the Lucas Browne that he boxed, we know, you look at the shape of him, he was in terrible shape. Lucas Browne being a bit lighter, for me, will not work in his favour though. He's not a fast man anyway. I think I'll get him out there in 3 or 4 rounds.
Do you think, you think you stop him?
I think I'll stop him in 3 or 4 rounds. I think I'll stop him early on. I know I do. And this is not even false confidence. I've never been confident before. I always say, even doing 6 rounds against Dave, I always say, "Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do this." I will not look Browne out in 3 or 4 rounds. I know that's a fact. And if I beat Browne and Chisora beats Gashi, I think me and Chisora is the fight to make. I'm a massive Chisora fan. As a kid growing up, he was coming through, but I think me and Chisora would be massive if we could both win a deal too.
As well. I think we can make that fight.
The 7-0 prospect Aslanbek Makhmadov will be back in the ring in May in Montreal. On Instagram, the Russian stated, "I'm in a hurry to inform you news. May 17th, I will fight for the Intercontinental Champion on the WBC version." And TVA Sports reports the opponent is going to be Jonathan Rice, who has previously taken Tony Yoka the distance. Onto a bit of a sweep of the heavyweight action in the coming days. As I mentioned already, David Price taking on Cash Ali in Liverpool on Saturday UK time. On Friday night, though, in Toronto, Canada, the rising prospect Alexander Teslenko will take on Brazilian Fabio Maldonado, who is currently 26-1. Maldonado recently pulled out of a scheduled fight with Nathan Gorman to face the 15-0 Teslenko. His only loss was to Oscar Rivas in December 2018, although his record is padded. But he is noted for having a good chin, so if Teslenko can stop him, it would be quite a statement, but possibly this one goes to the cards. On Friday night, there will be a fight card in Puerto Rico that features 3-0 prospect Clayton Laurent Jr. Coverage can be found at facebook.com/PR Best Boxing. That's facebook.com/PR Best Boxing, PR Best Boxing, all one word. Also on Friday in Philadelphia, 5-0 prospect Michael Polite-Coffie will face One Good. On Saturday in Auckland, New Zealand, in a David vs Goliath style height difference, 6-foot prospect Hemi Ahio, who is currently 13-0, will face 7-foot journeyman Julius Long. On Saturday, 2 prospects will also be in action in Philadelphia, with 14-0 Cassius Chaney taking on the 12-2 Christian Mariscal, and 1-0 Sonny Conto facing a 1-5 journeyman Omar Acosta. Frank Warren says Daniel Dubois will not be withdrawn from the order to face Joe Joyce for the vacant British heavyweight title. Dubois is the current holder of the English title, WBO Europe, WBC World Youth, and Southern Area title, while Joyce holds the Commonwealth title in WBA Gold Belt. Speculation in particular on social media has been rife that the fight will not ultimately happen, despite the British Boxing Board of Control calling for a purse bid in April. Dubois says, "I'm happy the fight with Joyce has been put forward, and it is one that excites me. But that is for later. I've got a proper big fight lined up for April 27th, and all of my energy and attention has to be channeled towards that. Richard Lartey is coming to win, and these are the sorts of fights I want to be involved in. It is a huge opportunity for me to headline a show at a famous arena live on BT Sport, and it's not the one that I can afford to look beyond. My team wouldn't allow me to focus on anything else anyway. Once April 27 is done with, I can start thinking about a fight that I'm sure everyone will want to see, where I can show that I'm on my way to the top with a big knockout of a British rival who I know well from the amateur scene." Promoter Tom Loeffler says he'd like to see Vladimir Klitschko come back to the sport, and if he does, face Deontay Wilder. Loeffler's told Sirius XM Boxing, "I don't know whether he is content with what he's accomplished in his career already. You know, his brother Vitaly was in the Hall of Fame last year and the mayor of Kiev, and Vladimir has had one of the most storied championship runs. It will be his decision. If it makes sense, and he's been posting videos and photos showing the bug is still somewhere in the back of his head. He came so close when he knocked down Anthony Joshua. My personal opinion is I'd like to see him and Deontay Wilder. Vladimir had such a great championship run, and Emmanuel Stewart brought in the best sparring partners. He brought in both Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder in as sparring partners, and now they're both champions. But I think it would be fireworks, as Deontay has big punching power. That would be a tremendous fight, but that's just my personal opinion." American Jermaine Franklin is hoping for a breakout year. The 17-0 prospect will face Rydell Booker on the Shields Hammer undercard on April 13th. It will be the first fight under new promoter Dmitry Salita, who in a statement to this channel told me, "Jermaine Franklin is the best American heavyweight. He has a very impressive amateur career and a very impressive one as a pro. I'm very excited about seeing him get the incredible exposure on Showtime in a test versus Rydell Booker." And Franklin, meanwhile, has told Boxing Scene, "I view Booker as another boxer in the way of me getting to the prize, which is becoming heavyweight champion. He has had his day. It's time for the next generation to step up. I'm a pretty level-headed person, so to me this is just another fight. Don't get me wrong, it's a great opportunity for me to showcase my skills to the world, but I'm cool. 2019 is my coming out party to the boxing world. It's a step up year. By the end of the year, I want to be considered as a major force in the heavyweight division. I'm going to show that I'm the best new heavyweight in the world. America needs a new face in heavyweight boxing, and that's me, born and bred in Michigan." Meanwhile, former American champion Shannon Briggs, who is nearly 50 years old now and hasn't fought since 2016, has revealed he's trying to get a boxing license in the UK. He's told Sky Sports, "We've been trying to look for the right fight. I'm actually going to go in front of the board and hopefully get a license to fight. I've been licensed to fight in the US, but I would love to fight here in England. Hopefully you'll see me in the ring in June or July, but I'll be back this year hopefully. I get a great response from the people. People seem to be fans, so I'd love to fight here. But if not, I'm hopefully fighting on the undercard of Tyson Fury. If not, I'll still keep at it. I'll never give up." And lastly, German heavyweight Michael Wallisch has re-signed with EC Boxing, who he was previously working with until 2013. Wallisch lost his most recent fight to Christian Hammer in December 2018. That's it from me. Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.